In the same manner, we have allopolyploid also. Now, what is allopolyploid? Whenever you have two different type of organisms genome mixed together. So, I am representing the easiest example here. Wheat and tomatoes are easiest example to understand allopolyploids, because the type of wheat we are consuming, pasta wheat which we consume, it's a durum wheat. So, there are many types of wheat available now. They all are allopolyploids. And if you want to learn an example of artificially synthesized one, then it is Raphanobrassica and Triticale. Remember, two plants scientists have created which were the artificial allopolyploids. First one is Raphanobrassica. Name comes from Raphanus. If the table shakes a bit, I'm sorry for that. Raphanus sativus is the scientific name of radish. And Brassica. Brassica word is used for the Brassicaceae or mustard. So Brassica and Raphanus sativus genomes were mixed. So two genomes are there. That means one genome is A, other genome is B. They are mixed. And now you got a plant which is called as Raphanobrassica. In the same manner, scientists created Triticum and Sickle. So a triticum is wheat, sickle is rye, R-Y-E, rye. So triticum and sickle were mixed. That means their genomes were mixed, and what we got is triticale available. So it is represented in a simple form here. A stands for genome of one plant, and B stands for the other plant. So either you can say Raphanus and Brassica, or Triticum and Sickle, because Triticum plus Sickle became Triticale. So A and B are genomes of two different plants, and they are forced to fuse to become AB. Now this cannot survive, but if you double the amount of chromosomes, then they are going to survive. So doubling the chromosome will turn this individual into AA and BB, and such individual is able to survive because number of chromosomes will go equally into the gametes. Half will carry AB, half will carry AB. They are able to survive now. So this is a beautiful example of allopolyploidy. In the same manner, it is even possible to create autoallopolyploids. Now what is autoallopolyploid? That there will be self DNA or self genome also. And then the allo means from outside. Remember allogamy, same word, or allosome. Something different is called allo. So auto genomes are there, allogenome is there, and what exactly is done? The autogenome is going to be made polyploid, or otherwise allogenome is going to be made polyploid. So for example, if you say autogenome is A, so how many times it is present? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times it is present. And then the outsider genome is B, it is present 2 times, so diploid. So this will be called 1, 2, 3. That means how many times? Hexaploid. This individual would be called as a hexaploid. So this is how it is possible to get euploids, or you can say polyploids in the plant world. Especially, you must have seen all examples I picked up are from plants, because plants can easily survive in such type of conditions also. Now let's understand the other one. The other genomatic chromosomal mutation possible is called as aneuploidy. Now what is aneuploidy? In aneuploidy, complete genome is not increased. It is 1 chromosome, 2 chromosome, 3 chromosome increase or otherwise decrease. That's why it is called as aneuploidy. Remember, in euploidy, complete set is increased or decreased or multiplied by many times. In aneuploidy, just 1 or 2, so not the complete genome is repeated or complete genome is not deleted. That's why it is called as aneuploidy. Now it can be increase or decrease. So if it is an increase, it is called as hyperaneuploidy, and if it is a decrease, it is called as hypoaneuploidy. Let's understand this concept in detail now. Hyperpolyploidy or aneuploidy is due to non-disjunction of the chromosomes during the gametogenesis. Remember, this is the major reason behind aneuploidy. And the other reason sometimes possible is when somatic cells are also dividing. Sometimes they are dividing by mitosis and they may make mistakes. So two reasons why aneuploids are possible. Now aneuploids are either hypoaneuploids or hyperaneuploids. So this is hypo, this is also hypo because less, these are hypers. Now let's learn the easiest examples. Monosomy is what now? So to explain this concept I have to draw a diagram, so the table might shake a little bit, excuse me for that. Imagine for a second that this individual is a diploid, it's a mother cell. So this mother cell has to divide first of all to give rise to n type of gametes, but the amount of DNA is double. Again divides by meiosis second to give rise to 4 gametes. Now during this process it is possible, remember in this process homologous chromosomes are separating, and in this process sister chromatids are separating. That's why 4 gametes are formed from one mother cell. Now it is possible that maybe this process has taken place properly, but something happened here. So we all know chromosomes will be equally distributed to each of the gamete. Now imagine for a second that these two do not separate the chromosomes properly. So what may happen is that this gamete may get an extra chromosome, and this obviously if it is getting an extra, this is going to get a less number of chromosome, and imagine for a second these gametes became normal. So now these are abnormal chromosomes, and what may happen now is when these gametes are abnormal gametes, and when these gametes undergo fertilization with normal gametes, now what is possible? N, that means a normal gamete, and this is a gamete which carries 1 chromosome extra, not all chromosome, 1 chromosome extra. So the resultant is going to be this, or if this one fertilizes, the resultant is going to be this. So these will be called as aneuploid, and this will be called as the hypoaneuploid. We will continue this in the next class also.